And how is everyone doing? Apologize, I'm a little bit late. Some technical difficulties over here. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully, everyone can hear me all right. If not, I might have to back out here for just a second and pop back in. But if not, hopefully, everything will just work itself out in the end. I'm getting a little low connection there, but I am hardwired, so I don't know what's happening. But anyway, my name is Matt. This is the Golden Octagon MMA channel. I am here for Change the Cheddar, and if you don't know what Change the Cheddar is, I do it pretty much every UFC pay-per-view fight week. Come here, gather all of my information that I've gathered up all week, and pretty much bake a cake to you and present it to you here on Fridays on Change the Cheddar, where at the end of the show we try to turn $10 or less into $100 or more. Let's see here. Sound is off, but not unbearable. Yeah, well, let me see. I can hear you, but the audio is fine. Doesn't sound as clear. Let me see what's going on, y'all. Give me just a second. Yeah, y'all, give me just a second. I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna pop back in. Let me put this up. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Figured it out. Technology. Am I right? Yeah, so apparently if you have your Wi-Fi on, but your cord plugged in, it still tries to run off your Wi-Fi. So I don't know why that happens. I apologize, y'all. We are back. We are here. Yeah, I apologize if you've been waiting here for a few minutes, but here we are. Here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out the chat real quick. Finally, a full video I can catch. Waiting up early. Sure that says waking up early for work sucks. I feel you, brother.
Yeah, thankfully I was off today, so I didn't have a whole lot going on today. Yeah, the hair and the thumbnail is fire. Yeah, hopefully y'all aren't too upset showing up here today, and I don't have the Yuri Prochazka haircut. Lush Lemaine screaming at trees as he's walking by. Uh, yeah, that was probably one of the longest I've took on one of the thumbnails for the channel. How you doing, Nate Brown? Glad you made it, brother. Okay, this is where I was at. Yeah, all right. So hopefully it sounds fine now, and the connection's fine. Yeah, it's just who knows? Who knows? Nate Brown saying this card is the most I'm excited for. I'm excited to watch, but I don't know how I feel about betting. Fair enough. Fair enough. Matt turns 31. He's already having old man tech problems. Dude, it just popped up out of nowhere. Like the Wi-Fi is for some reason on. So I turn that off, come back in here, and then my camera just stops working. It just doesn't want to work at all. So I had to turn that off, unplug it, plug it back in, and end up working. So you know what? We here. We made it. It is what it is. All right. We back. And truly, brother. Thank you, Tank Niner, for the well wishes. Yeah. 31 years old as of yesterday, just trying to soak in the life now, if you will. But I apologize for everyone that I'd ruined their ears and everything from the begin with. My name is Matt. This is the Golden Octagon. I come here to you every pay-per-view UFC Fridays. I present to you what is called Change to Cheddar. I cook up basically $10 worth of my personal parlays, and I give them to you in the thoughts that we can get one to hit. And I do have to let you guys know here, the past 2 fight weeks in a row, your boy over here was off by 1 fight. 2 fight weeks in a row, I almost had a perfect card. I had an 11 leg in until the Bonfim this past weekend. So, we know how that goes, and it's not good. And the fight card before that, I called them all right, besides Anshul Jubilee getting barked at and losing to Mike Breeden. So we are on kind of a little roll. I wish I could turn that into some winnings, though, and hopefully this week is the week. So with that being said, I will pop up our little banner on the screen here at the bottom, and we'll get into it. UFC 295, Prochazka versus Pereira. Breakdown, picks, predictions, parlays, props, and bets. That's what we are going to be taking a look at. So we are going to go through the weigh-ins as they happened earlier today. I'll let you know the 2 weight misses that happened, and then I'll tell you exactly how I think every single fight goes. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to bring to you my change to cheddar parlays. I have 4 different parlays, $2.50 each to win over $100. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Stay tuned to that. Nate Brown saying Bonfim killed all the parlays. I know he got paid by Vegas. That's what happened. All right. So let me share my screen with y'all, and we'll get cooking on the what is this called? The weigh-in results. That's what this is called. The the stare downs and weigh-ins, all of those. So up first, we will get MMA Junkie pulled up here. Thank you, MMA Junkie, for taking the time to upload your photos to today for the site so we can see them here. So all right. So up first, it's a picture of Dana White, but we did have 2 weight misses this morning. Jamal Emmers actually missed weight by actually think it was just like a pound, but Roosevelt Roberts fighting Matus Rombetsky missed weight by I think like 3 or 4 pounds, but he also did take the fight on like a week's notice, so that's not too surprising. So those are our 2 weight misses. But starting here in the first fight of the night, we got Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers. He is going to be taking on Dennis Bazooka or Bazookia if you are Armenian, according to Chris Weidman. So Jamal Emmers did miss weight this morning, as I said. Dennis Bazookia actually coming up there and looking pretty jacked, pretty shredded. Those of you that watched the podcast earlier in the week, me and D Rose both did pick Dennis Bazooka. For some reason, I personally think that he showed up and impressed me late notice against Sean Woodson, which if you just look at this 2 sizes of these guys, Sean Woodson is a way bigger guy. So if he was actually doing all right in that fight, Jamal Emmers, in my opinion, he's going to beat people that shouldn't be in the UFC, but probably lose to UFC contenders for the most part. And he just has the worst fight IQ. It's like he's he's trying to stand with Giga Chikadze and trying to take down Pat Sabatini. He just doesn't have the best fight IQ, and because of that, me and D Rose were both on Dennis Bazooka earlier in the week. I should probably get my phone out so I can get you guys actual odds for this currently. So, live odds or I said live odds. The actual odds for this currently right now, Dennis Bazooka is still the pretty big underdog at plus 215. Jamal Embers going to be a minus 260 favorite. But my pick sticks, and I'm sure it does for D Rose and everyone else, because Jamal Embers missing weight when I don't think he's ever missed weight before. And when you see them stare down, you just Dennis Bazooka, it just kind of seems like the bigger, more aggressive guy. So unless Jamal Embers here shows me something that he's never showed me before, and that's just he can win a 15-minute fight at distance and stick to a game plan, the right game plan, I just don't see him winning. Give me the plus 215 dog here in Dennis Bazooka to defeat pretty boy Jamal Embers. Up next, we do have UFC newcomer Kevin Borjas, and from Peru, if you will. And I could be 100% wrong, but this guy's fighting nickname from Spanish translates to the Black Cock. So what a fight name, Kevin Borjas, if you will. He is going to be taking on Miramar's Josh Van. We saw Josh Van fight against Zhalgas Zhumagulov in his last fight. It was also Zhalgas Zhumagulov's last fight in the UFC. Rest in peace, Zhalgas Zhumagulov. We know we need you back in the UFC, man. You got all those kids to pay for. But that being said, Josh Van, a pretty good fighter, but I did see Kevin Borjas on Contender Series, and dude has pretty clean hands. He's pretty quick. He's a pretty good boxer. But I haven't really seen too much of him off of his back, and who all has he really fight for the most part? Because in Peru, what's the fight scene really like? Because we've seen multiple guys come from Peru now and just get to the UFC, and once your trick doesn't work, you kind of fall apart for the most part. So give me Josh Van here to end up probably winning this fight in the third round, or maybe a decision. But this has an opportunity to be one of the funnest fights of the night. I'm not going to say it's fight of the night just because of everything else that we have going on here. But right now, give me the minus 245 favorite in Josh Van to defeat Kevin Borjas via decision. Going to teach the UFC newcomer, give him his L in the UFC. Well, there's a picture of Joe Rogan. Let's see what y'all got to say before we move on to the next one, if there is anything. All right. Let's see. Both guys looking good, ready to go. I don't know if that was on the first one or the second one, but it don't matter. Here we go. Moving on to the next one, we got Kyung Ho Kang taking on taking on none other than the sexy Mexi John Castaneda. And this is a catch weight at 138.5. It was odd because I had heard earlier in the week that John Castaneda was asking for a catch weight. They fight at 135 usually, but this being at 138.5 kind of threw me off. So my guess is this was going to be at like 140, but Kyung Ho Kang had already cut a little bit of weight, or was on pace to make, not 135 on the dot. So he maybe played a little games back saying, hey, we're not doing 140, but I'll take 138. So John Castaneda ended up having to cut a little bit more than what actually he probably wanted to still. So I'm wondering if on the Castaneda side, there's a little injury. I did pick Castaneda earlier in the week, but I didn't know if it was going to be, was he just jacked and can't make 135 anymore, or is there something going on? But you make 138.5 and you look kind of all right doing it. What was the issue not making 135? So that being said, you're getting a pick flip from me. I am officially flipping to Kyung Ho Kang in this one, because I don't know if John Castaneda is 100% healthy or not. But this one wasn't one that I think a lot of people were invested too much on earlier in the week. I did pick John Castaneda via decision earlier in the week, but I think I might flip now. Give me Kyung Ho Kang to now win this fight via decision. And then we got a picture of Dana White here. Up next, we got the Olympian Mark O. Madsen taking on none other than Jared Flash Gordon. We see Mark O. Madsen up there absolutely shredded. And when we have a picture of a random, that's Ariana Celeste. I'm like, they just took a picture of a random girl. Jared Flash Gordon looked good up there this morning. He said made weight easy. Looks like he's happy to be back in there. Y'all remember when his fight against Jim Miller got pulled off because he was talking about how he just got knocked out a couple weeks before that, and he was still having symptoms of concussions, and his fight got pulled off against Jim Miller. But let's see what y'all got to say. I apologize, y'all. I need to stop in here after I get in here. Austin, yes, brother, my PSA order is here right now. I haven't opened it yet. I was trying to do it earlier, but I ended up being really tired, so wanted to take a nap after dinner and before this, and the PSA order is here. I'll probably end up, I don't know when I'm going to do it. Maybe after this, maybe tomorrow, who knows. I am ready to just tear into it though, but I actually want it to be a good video, man. Here we go. And then Kang looking jacked. Yeah, Kang does look pretty jacked and full of tens. All I'm hoping for is I don't know. I doubt it's full of tens just because I'm not that lucky. But here we go, y'all. Moving on to Jared Flash Gordon taking on the Olympian Mark O. Madsen. And all week, y'all, I have been on the Olympian Mark O. Madsen. His name is that itself, the Olympian. He's a great wrestler, and he has fantastic wrestling. I think people are looking maybe too much into Jared Gordon beating Paddy Pimblett for how good he is. He's got all right striking for the most part, all right takedown, I like defense, but Marco Madsen's overall pretty good himself. His only loss is to Grant Dawson, and before this past weekend, everyone is the biggest Grant Dawson fan in the world. Grant Dawson's the next champion. So, man, with that being said, I'm taking the fairly big dog this week, the Olympian Marco Madsen at a plus 176 underdog. Give me Marco Madsen. Let's go. I believe he's Danish. So I think are two Danish athletes going to win in a row? Being Nicholas Dalby and Marco Madsen 2 weeks in a row. How crazy would that be? But let's see if there's anything on this one. All right, nothing. Y'all got nothing to say. Moving on to the next one, we do have Slavaklaus, Vyacheslav Borishev, however you want to say it. He is Slavaklaus. Look at that chest hair. Jesus, dude. He is going to be taking on the Black Wolf or Nasty Naz, Nazim Sadikov. This is one that I'm really excited for, and a lot of people are on one side or the other, and they have great reasons why. But I have to go off by what I absolutely know. And this morning, at the weigh-in show, I was actually watching the weigh-in show this morning because I didn't have to work, so I was actually able to watch the weigh-in show, and I got to see all of their comments and all of that. And like when Nazim Sadikov weighed in, he goes, "Hey DC, how important do you think my wrestling will be in this fight?" So Nazim Sadikov has a game plan, and he has shown to understand the game plan when he fights Terrence McKinney. He absolutely knew, hey, go out there, last the first round. T-Rex has nothing round two. Went out there and did that. Took down T-Rex, choked him out in the second round. And Vyacheslav Borishev has known to not have the best wrestling in the world. Absolutely dominated by the Bone Crusher, Mark DeCasey, over just a 3-round fight and one more that's also slipping my mind too. But Nazim Sadikov has known that he knows what he has to do to win this fight. He has shown that he can stick to a game plan and understand what to do actually in there. So that being said, give me the slight favorite In minus 134, Nazim Sadikov to probably defeat Vyacheslav Borishev. Probably going to be a boring one because he understands the game plan. Go in there and wrestle him. Give me Nazim Sadikov to win this fight via decision. A lot of people are going to be probably against me on this one, picking Slava Claus, because his striking is really good. But man, you last in there with T-Rex round one. I believe you can last in there with most people. Look at that, the California Kid. I don't know why they still call him that. Uriah Favors there. Let's see if y'all got anything to say about this one. Yeah, looks like nothing. Moving on along, the California Kid there. Up next, we do have our second weight miss of Roosevelt Roberts taking on Matus Raumbesky. Remember, Roosevelt took this fight probably on like 4 or 5 days' notice at 155. So, he's a pretty tall guy for the most part. So 155 is probably not the easiest for him to make. So he did, I think, weigh like 158, 159. Matus Raumbesky up there, shredded, little jacked little thing, And when I'm saying little, you'll see why right here when they face off. Look at the absolute height difference in Matus Raumbesky and Roosevelt Roberts. Absolutely crazy, the height difference here. I just didn't think it was going to be that much. And I just can't get over Matus Raumbesky minus a 720 favorite right now. Roosevelt Roberts, the plus 520 dog. And I'm not going to be betting this fight. Hopefully you're not betting on Matus Raumbesky because I just don't really think there's any value there for the most part. If you're betting this fight, hopefully you're just maybe throwing a couple dollars at Roosevelt Roberts, hoping on him to win. But official pick for this is going to be Matus Raumbesky, probably to win this fight via second round submission. That's the way I'm going. If not, he just probably wrestles Roosevelt Roberts all 3 rounds and ends up getting the decision. So probably Matus Raumbesky, either round 2 submission or ends up riding out the decision for the most part. Let's see if y'all got anything to say about this one. And nope. All right. We will calmly move along and gracefully. That was very ungraceful. There's Joe Rogan again. Up next, we do have Lupi Godinez going to be taking on the baby shark, Tabitha Ricci. And this one is another one that a lot of people are split on this week, and it makes sense. I could see cases for both sides, and I fully understand, y'all. It's going to be a truly a hell of a fight. A lot of people don't like women's MMA, but this is one that I do get excited for because I'm a fan of both ladies here, and I just want to see them both do well. I'm a huge Lupi fan. How can you not like Tabitha Ricci, though? The baby shark. Man, Tabitha Ricci only lost to Manon Fior, a weight class up now. Lupi Godinez has shown that sometimes she just doesn't do what you want her to do to win the fight. She has just shown that to not make the best choices sometimes. On the side note, Lupi does have fantastic wrestling, and she is for sure the better striker here, and she's for sure the more powerful striker here. So usually I'm wanting Lupi to go out there, wrestle, use her submission game. It's fantastic. But here I'm thinking actually quite the exact opposite. I'm going to stick with what I said earlier in the week. I think Tabitha Ricci actually better on the ground, and I think once a lot of ladies get down there with her, they kind of change their mind and they end up getting back up because they want to be down there because they end up not wanting to be down there with her. But I think I haven't seen Lupi off her back still, and I think Tabitha Ricci is going to go out there and shoot her own double leg on Lupi Godinez and going to Lupi Godinez, if you will. So give me Tabitha Ricci to win this fight via decision. Tabitha Ricci currently a slight dog at plus 146. Lupi Godinez a minus 174 favorite. So, I could go in here and be completely wrong, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit because Lupi just has fantastic wrestling. But, she just doesn't seem to use it at the best times, or when she shouldn't use it. You see her starting to shoot, and it's like, come on, Lupi, not like what are you doing? That being said, yeah, I'm sticking with my pick from earlier in the week. Give me Tabitha Ricci to win this fight via decision as the dog this week. Let's see if y'all got anything to say on this one. Yeah, not seeing anything. So that being said, yeah, Nate Brown, Nate Brown's staying off this one. Yeah, my best bet for this fight is this fight to go to decision. Pretty chalky to be honest, because it is Tabitha Ricci versus Lupe Godinez. But if you have to bet on this one, maybe throw the -310 this fight to go the distance in a parlay. That's what I'm doing if I end up throwing this one in a parlay, because I end up liking both girls too much to pick it against them, and I can truly see cases for both sides. And I've been known to just be kind of right, but at the end of the day, just be the exact oppositely wrong. Like the fight went exactly how I thought it was going to, just the opposite person won. So I'm staying off picking a winner in that, and I'm saying that fight goes to decision. Up next, we do have Alessandro Nono Costa. He is going to be taking on Australia's Steve Erceg, if you will. Nono Costa up there, shredded, not the tallest guy in the world. However, I thought Steve Erceg was going to have a 4, 5, 6 inch height advantage on Nono Costa, but when we actually see them square off, it's not as much as I thought it was. It's probably going to be an inch or two. And Steve Erceg, not a lot bigger than Costa, like I thought he was going to be. They kind of face off a lot better than what I thought they were going to. But you'll see Alessandro Costa right there on the right, absolutely fucking shredded. The dude is an absolute tank. Met him in person. He is an absolute tank. Alessandro Costa has fantastic leg kicks. He has fantastic body shots. And I think Steve Erceg in his last fight maybe overperformed against David Dvorak, because a lot of people didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was, but I guess I'm still not sold on him, if you will. Let him get past the tank that is Alessandro Costa, that went in there and gave a fight to Amir Albazian, and then just went in there and crushed Jimmy Flick, a person that basically has the same body style for the most part that Steve Erceg has here. So let's see if he can hold up to the shots of Alessandro Costa in this fight. Give me Alessandro Costa to win this fight via second round knockout. Yeah, probably not going to be a too popular of a pick this week, but can't win them all. So let me be wrong on one that I'm just really, really, really wrong on. Odds for this fight are Steve Erceg, a -198 favorite, while Alessandro Costa is a +166 dog. So we are on Alessandro Costa, the +166 dog this week. Up next, we do have Pat Sabatini. The wrestler, the grappler, everyone loves him. And the odds for this fight, I still don't understand it when we have this absolute monster with the emo mullet, Diego Lopes. Pat Sabatini, Diego Lopes. I cannot wait for this fight. And I think most people on Diego Lopes this week, I haven't really seen too many people on Pat Sabatini, just because his game is go out there and take you down. And I just feel like you do that with Diego Lopes, you're for sure going to end up getting swept, end up on the bottom in some sort of triangle armbar. You're going to get submitted. And I think at some point in this fight, Diego Lopes ends up catching Pat Sabatini, because you go back, you watch Diego Lopes versus Mofsar. He was attacking in the third round with 15 seconds left. He was attacking everything to try to get Mofsar out of there still. Give me Diego Lopes to submit Pat Sabatini here this week. Going to have a pretty big size advantage over Pat Sabatini too. Going to use those long limbs and end up getting Pat Sabatini out of there. Let's see if y'all have anything to say about this one, because I'm actually interested in this. Is anyone actually on Pat Sabatini this week to beat Diego Lopes? Because the odds would insist that plenty of people are on Pat Sabatini. He is the -120 favorite, but Diego Lopes -102. I guess the slightest of dogs like the most slightest of dog that you can be. Let's see. Costa looks jacked, but as good as but as good as he is, the reach disadvantage. I feel you there, dude. I feel you. I want to say David Dvorak, Steve Ercek likes to throw those head kicks too. I want to ride on the on the Costa. Good luck, brother. If you do, but if not, it's all right. Lopes rocked Mobsar round 1 too. Yeah, dude, he's got not the worst striking in the world, and he does train there in Mexico with Lobo MMA, Alexa Grasso, Irina Aldana, Brandon Moreno, all of those. He does have pretty solid striking. So Lush Main letting us know that Lopes is in his parlay. So the whole world on Diego Lopes. Hopefully he don't end up breaking our hearts this weekend. Up next, we have the man that was booed up there, Benoit Saint Denis. He is going to be taking on none other than New York's Steamroller, Matt Frevola. If we can get this to load here, Benoit Saint Denis looking like an absolute crazy madman up there. And the Steamroller, Matt Frevola, comes in here with the cornrows. But if you look real close, he has a little Jiri Prochazka antenna. So maybe paying a little homage to the main event fighters and Jiri Prochazka there, trying to be as absolutely nuts as he is. But Matt Frevola coming in doing what Matt Frevola does. You can't really see what their size is too much until Matt Frevola stands up there. Hopefully they got a picture in here. Indeed they do. Matt Frevola looks like he's about an inch or two shorter than Benoit Saint Denis, and as far as muscle mass and things like that, they look relatively the same. So I know that Matt Frevola is everyone's darling this week. Everyone picking Matt Frevola to win in New York City on a 3-fight win streak, 3 knockouts in a row. But I just think he's run into a different animal that is Benoit Saint Denis, the French Special Forces. He has got a fantastic ground game. I don't even think he is any belt. He just goes out there and mans people and ends up choking them out for the most part. So that being said, give me Benoit Saint Denis to choke out Steamroller Matt Frevola in round number 2. Currently odds for this are Benoit Saint Denis a minus 230 favorite. Matt Frevola is a plus 184 dog. Benoit Saint Denis to win via submission is minus 300. So not too bad there if you're riding with me on the Benoit Saint Denis via submission. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a fight. This probably does end up being the fight of the night if the main event doesn't take it, to be honest, because this is an absolute banger. I can't wait for this one, and I'll be happy truly either way. I know someone's got something to say about this one. Let's see here. American veteran on Veterans Day, kind of want to bet both sides. Yeah. Yeah, I just Benoit Saint Denis just been on this man. This tear, and he just hasn't shown that he is going to let down against anyone. He got the absolute shit beat out of against Elizeu Zaleski, and he wasn't going anywhere. He was still fighting in that fight. So you have to kill this guy to get him out of there. So that being said, I have to ride with the what do I want to say this? I don't know. I want to rock with Benoit Saint Denis. I could be wrong, and I wouldn't be too upset. I just hope we get a good fight, and I have at least one bet that actually stays in after this fight has happened. So up next, we do have everyone's sweetheart, Mackenzie Dern. Everyone going for Mackenzie Dern this weekend. Everyone's like, she's a lock. Jessica Andrade is old and faded. She's going downhill. She's just fighting for the money for the most part. Yeah, y'all possibly. But man, they got 100 pictures of Mackenzie Dern up there. She does look nice up there on the scale, though. Jessica Andrade comes in here looking like Jessica Andrade with no cornrows this week, no short hair this week. She got her hair slicked back, and y'all, I like to stare down. Jessica Andrade kind of showing that, I don't want to say that she has something to prove, But to maybe say y'all must have forgot that I'm Jessica Andrade this week. I think too many people saying, "Nah, Mackenzie Dern got this." If you're parlaying Mackenzie Dern this week, please be careful, y'all. Please be careful because we know her striking is not the best, And if there is one person that will put you out in women's MMA, that is Jessica Andrade. She is a little 5'1.5" ball of fury for as long as the fight lasts. It's just I think some of the rumors also came out that she's also been going through a divorce as well. So although not as public as Mackenzie Dern was, maybe she handles hers in a different way. So maybe this is kind of getting settled now, and we can get the old Jessica Andrade back. I just have a little tickle on the back of my neck this week that says we see the old Jessica Andrade this week. Give me Jessica Andrade to knock out Mackenzie Dern, probably in the first round, y'all. To be honest. Let's see. Here we go. Nate Brown saying, I swear Benoit won round 3 against he probably did, dude, because Elizu was just so tired from beating him in the first 2 rounds. I don't know how that fight didn't get stopped. But here we go. The popcorn fight. Yeah, dude. I'm excited for that one to be honest though, Lush. I know a lot of people on Mackenzie Dern this week. I'm just riding with the old dog. Y'all must have forgot. Jessica Andrade, round 2 knockout. It's happening this week, y'all. They square off and they match up rather nice. So we do have the co-main event, y'all. I'm excited. We just kind of ran through these two. We have Tom Aspinall, England's own, the UK's finest, Tom Aspinall. Well, if we could get it to load here, looking good up there on the scale, absolutely shredded. And I've been waiting for this moment all week because I think a lot of people thought Sergey Pavlovich was going to look like he looked against like Tai Tuivasa and like Derek Lewis against Tom Aspinall. And when they faced off, I was like, yep, that's what I thought. Tom Aspinall, clearly the bigger guy of the two. I would say muscle-wise, they're probably the same. I think there's a different – how do I say this? I think most people that are picking Sergey this week are just saying he's going to go in there and knock Tom Aspinall out round 1 like he does everyone. And he may do so. I will let you have that. He might just do that. But let me raise you Sergey not training with any heavyweights at all. Like, can anyone name me one heavyweight that fights at American Top Team? Because I can't name any, and if there is, they clearly aren't good because I can't name them. So Sergey Pavlovich, the only heavyweight that I can think that is training at American Top Team, and then you watch Tom Aspinall training, and he's training with nothing but huge bodies, big men. I guess taking the John Jones approach, if you will, training with Dontel Mays and what is the other dude's name? Maurice Green. Just big bodies that you're used to moving around because that's what Tom Aspinall does. And I think that's how Tom Aspinall wins this fight. I think he goes out there, maybe doesn't play too much on the feet like with Sergey, just giving him enough feints, looks, just to think just to give him something to think about for him to duck under and get Sergey Pavlovich down, and give me Tom Aspinall to submit Sergey Pavlovich in the first or second round this week, to be honest, because the one time we have seen Sergey get taken down, he just looked awful off of his back. And yeah, Tom Aspinall, big guy, great ground game, great takedowns, great jiu-jitsu. I think he submits Sergey Pavlovich this week. Currently, odds for this are Tom Aspinall, a -118 favorite, and Sergey Pavlovich, a -104. The slightest of underdogs. It looks like the bookies are kind of like we don't know which way this is going. More people are kind of betting on Tom Aspinall, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Let me see what y'all got to say about this one here. Let's see. Gary Fusi saying Tom looking big. Tom is the taller of the two, and I just don't know how many people Sergey's fall taller than him. That's the thing. Yeah, Pavlovich is wide. That's his thing. And one thing that I just do want to point out is it possible that Kayla Harrison and Sergey Pavlovich come from the same family tree? I swear they have the exact same face. Their nose and eyeballs looks dead identical. They have the same hair color. They both train ATT. I think Sergey Pavlovich and Kayla Harrison could be related. Let's see here. I want to back Tom so bad, but it's heavyweight, and I'm trying to give myself the best chance to win some bets. I feel you, brother. To be honest, the top two fights aren't in a lot of my parlays, Nate, just because it's like I have my own feelings here, and I could just want someone to win so bad, and I could just be wrong. I could just be wrong. Tom and Alex have better use of range than their opponents. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Dude, these are going to be two absolute bangers of some fights. Harrison has a bigger nose. All right. ATT website is claiming Rosenstruck, Rajinho, Dilema, Arlovsky, JDS. Well, JDS no longer in the UFC. Arlovsky no longer in the UFC. Rogerio Dilema just got flying knee knocked out by Derek Lewis. And I do know for a fact that Jairzinho Rosenstruck trains with himself, claiming Team Biggie Boy on his Tapology. So that being said, it's like, at most, if you want to give them Dilema, you can give them Dilema, might train there, but that's not even anyone in the top 10 in the UFC. There's no big guys at ATT to be throwing around like you would need to train for heavyweights like you need to, because when you meet one that can take your punch, then what, brother? Then what? Yeah, give me Tom Aspinall to submit Sergey Pavlovich this week. Moving on, it is a main event time, y'all, and I am so excited. Y'all know I am a huge Jiri Prochazka fan. I say he's like, by far the pound for pound the most entertaining fighter in the UFC. This dude will come out here with his hands at his waist and yell at you while you punch him in the face. How can you not enjoy that as a fight fan? Alex Pereira with his with his headdress and his native, I don't know what you would call it, native gear there, looking pretty sick up there, looking like the savage that Alex Pereira is. Like my girlfriend said earlier, she said he looks like a watermelon. So I'm like, it does kind of resemble like the inside of a watermelon. I will give you that. But Alex Pereira up there looking scary. But y'all know this is my guy here. And if you saw the thumbnail, I took about 30 minutes making the thumbnail for this for this video earlier, so I could have the sick antenna on the top of my head. Jiri Prochazka looking shredded up there. We haven't seen him in a full year, but he is back and he is ready to absolutely destroy something at the face-offs. I don't know who was more excited, all those bodyguards or me sitting at home, because I would have just liked to have just been there. I would have been cheesing if I would have got to be either one of those bodyguards right now. I cannot wait for this fight. It's going to be absolutely bananas. If you ask me, I believe the fighters are about the same height. And when we looked at it earlier in the week, I'm pretty sure we saw that Alex was going to be an inch taller or so. But looking at them here, dude, they size up so well. They look like they're about the same height to me. Alex might have a little height advantage, but Jiri is for sure the thicker of the two guys. I don't think there's any way in hell Jiri Prochazka would ever make 185. Man, y'all, I am just so excited for this fight. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this screen so I can tell you how I feel one-on-one here. Jiri Prochazka is hands down one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. So this is completely biased. But I've been saying this all week. Yuri Prochazka lives in one of the scariest places. You know, things that live in the forest will kill you. Snakes, bears, you know, crazy four-legged creatures with long teeth. All of those things live in the forest and they will kill you. So does Yuri Prochazka. He also lives in the forest and he may just kill you. So that being said, I cannot pick against someone that lives in the forest, trains in the forest. Yuri Prochazka gonna absorb those punches this weekend. Gonna have his hands down like this, just eating the punches. Give me Yuri Prochazka to win the fight, and I'm gonna say it again. Yuri Prochazka to win this fight via 4th round submission. Yuri Prochazka via submission. Everyone's gonna say, "What? What are you talking about?" He just submitted Glover. It could happen. Yeah, I could be completely wrong, but I'm going Yuri Prochazka. I just hope that he wins this weekend. And yeah, that's my picks for every single fight on this card, bottom to top, the very first prelim to the main event on the card. And if you've been here the whole time waiting for my change to cheddar prelims, it's time for them. Let me see what y'all got going on real quick. Pereira looking like he is ready for blood sacrifice. Yeah, Yuri looks softer, to be honest, like less ripped. Go back to watch the official weigh-in this morning, because there was some time between the official weigh-in this morning and then like the ceremonial weigh-in this afternoon. So maybe he was just a little bit more hydrated. Maybe he got something to eat in him. Who knows? We have mountain lions up here. Exactly. The most dangerous places in the world is like the forest, the Florida Everglades, and like Australia, you know, and Yuri Prochazka lives in one of those places. So I just can't go against them. Albino Manatee saying Tom and Poeton are who I'm rooting for. Good luck this weekend, brother. Hopefully if they do win, you have some cards for them and you can just be like, hell yeah. So let's get into these change to cheddar parlays, baby. Those are all my picks, spot up the top. And so now I'm going to bring to you $10 worth of my personal parlays that I have made, and I'll probably let you know a few other ones that I have made, but exact picks of what I have. 4 of them, $2.50 each. Each one of them is winning $100 or more here this week. So here we go. Nate with Albino Manatee, and listen, Silent 6, I live in the forest in Australia. Silent 6, a dangerous man. We just have to leave it at that. Dangerous, mate. Dangerous. All right. So we do have up first going to be the prelim parlay. So we are focusing just on the prelims. My goal here is to get a free pay-per-view. So if you're like me and you actually buy this damn pay-per-view because you hate when shit pauses and you got to refresh mid-fight, yeah, I hate that. So my ass ends up buying these damn pay-per-views. So what I try to do every pay-per-view week is win a prelim parlay that'll pay for that pay-per-view where it don't personally hurt me that much. So for our prelim parlay this week, it's going to be a 5-leg. We have $2.50 to win $114.50. So it's going to start off like this. It's going to be a plus 4,479. But 5 legs, it's going to start off with Dennis Bazooka winning in round 3 or decision at a plus 340. Marco Madsen winning straight up as the dog. Nazim Sadikov winning straight up. We've got Tabitha Ricci versus Lupe Godinez to start the 3rd round. And the last leg on that fight is Steve Erceg versus Alessandro Costa to start the 3rd round. So those are 5 prelim fights. And if that hits, we should get a free pay-per-view this weekend. So if you're riding me with that, good luck. Hopefully we can both get a free pay-per-view. Let's see what y'all got to say about that one. If anything, let's see. Nate. All right. Albino Manatee replying to Nate. So up next, we have the next one, $2.50 to win $150 here. Let me get the little banner out of the way so we can see it. So $2.50 to win $150. This one's going to be an 8-leg. This is probably the most legs I have to win the least money here. So, I feel like this one's pretty safe. I don't even know if we have plus money in this one. Yeah, just one plus money spot. That is Mark O. Madsen this week. I really don't see why he's the underdog, to be honest. I am maybe I'm just completely oblivious in this spot. I really think Mark O. Madsen should clearly be the favorite here. But hey, we'll see. First pick on the parlay of the 8-leg. It's a plus 5,929. But first pick going to be Dennis Bazooka versus Jamal Emmers to start round 3. Next pick going to be John Castaneda versus Kyung Ho Kang to start round 3. Marco Madsen straight up as the dog. Nazim Sadikov straight up at minus 134. We've got Tabitha Ricci versus Lupi Godinez to go the distance, so go to decision at a minus 310. We've got Diego Lopes straight up at a minus 102. We've got the Steamroller versus Benoit Saint Denis to start round 2 at a minus 146. And the last leg on the parlay going to be Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall to go under a round and a half. $2.50 right there will win you $150. So that's going to be our second parlay. Kind of a safe one, y'all, to be honest. Not really too much money we're going to be win, but hey, you turn 250 into 150, you're going to be happy. Trust me. Well, we have our third parlay here. Our third parlay is we're getting up here, y'all. This is our second biggest one. We have one more after this that is the big daddy this week. So here we go. Another 8-leg. This one's going to be a plus 18,840 though. So we're starting off with Dennis Bazooka winning in round 3 or decision. Josh Van winning straight up at a minus 245. John Castaneda versus Kyung Ho Kang to start round 3 at minus 235. Mark O. Madsen to win in round 3 or decision at a plus 220. Nazim Sadikov to win straight up at a minus 134. We've got Tabitha Ricci versus Lupi Godinez to go the distance, minus 310. Diego Lopes straight up at a minus 102. And right there at the end, we've got Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall going under a round and a half at a minus 215. So $2.50 right there will win you $473.51. Keep in mind that these are all on FanDuel Sportsbook, but currently DraftKings Sportsbook has a parlay boost up to 100%. So if you want to put this in also on DraftKings, I believe you can get that parlay boost, and it'll even boost your odds even more over there. But we are moving to the last leg, the final one, our big daddy this week. And it's only a 7-leg too. 7 legs, $2.50 to win $2,499. So basically, $2.50 to win 25 hundo. It's a plus 99,861 this week. We are starting off Dennis Bazooka to win in round 3 or decision at a plus 340. Marco Madsen straight up as the dog. Nazim Sadikov straight up. The Tabitha Ricci versus Lupi Godinez fight to go the distance. Diego Lopes to submit Pat Sabatini at a plus 360. That's where a lot of our money's coming from this week. We've got Benoit Saint Denis straight up to defeat Steamroller Matt Fravola. And our last leg on there is going to be Tom Aspinall to win via submission in round 1, 2, or 3 at a plus 440. $2.50 right there to win basically $2,500. So shit ton of money. That's $10 worth of my personal parlays. Gift out to y'all. I hope if you tell me this week, good luck. If not, it is what it is. A few other of my bets that I do have that I figure I would let y'all know what I am the most confident on. I do have a $25 on a 3-leg this week. Yeah, right here, $25 3-leg. It's a plus 859, but I did place it on I placed it yesterday. So Mark O. Madsen at a plus 172, Nazim Sadikov straight up at a minus 128, and Diego Lopes at a minus 102. So those 3 put together is a plus 859. I did put $25 on that to win $239. So that is a play that I'm really hoping that we could hit this week. And I do have a 4-leg as well. I have Diego Lopes winning via submission. Matt Fravola versus Benoit Saint Denis to start round 2. I've got Jessica Andrade knocking out Mackenzie Dern in round 1 or 2 at a plus 600, and Tom Aspinall via submission in round 1, 2, or 3. That's not the one that I wanted to tell y'all, but I'm now I lost it. I do have one more pretty big one. I think I have $15 on it. Yeah, here we go. I have $15 on a 5-leg. $15 to win $292. It's a plus 1,850. The 5-leg is Dennis Bazooka and Jamal Emmers to go over 1.5. I'm sorry, to go over 2.5 rounds at a minus 240. Marco Madsen straight up, Nazim Sadikov straight up, Diego Lopes straight up, and Benoit Saint Denis straight up. So 5-leg, the first fight of the night going over 2.5 rounds, and then Marco Madsen, Nazim, Diego Lopes, and Benoit Saint Denis all just winning straight up. $15 to win $292. So my two biggest bets this week is going to be a $25 3-leg and a $15 5-leg. So really hoping for the parlays this week. As I said, the past 2 fight weeks, I've almost had a perfect card, just being one fight off. Anshul Jubilee versus Mike Breeden. I picked Anshul Jubilee, and Mike Breeden started barking at him. So what can you do? And then last week, I picked Gabriel Bonfim when he fought Nicholas Dalby, and basically the same thing happened. Nicholas Dalby's inner dog came out, and Gabriel Bonfim folded for the most part. So hopefully that don't happen this week, and I don't have too many fights that include I don't have too many parlays that include every single fight on the card. So I'm just hoping for the best, hoping that we can just hit one of these big daddies this week, to be honest. We've got my only problem with Mark is his last win was against a 39-year-old. Yeah, but he also, I think he exposed Grant Dawson before Bobby Green did, because he did the same thing to Grant Dawson early in their fight too, and he's just got really good wrestling. So he can always fall back on that. But, hey, I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Those are some good odds on Tom's sub round. Yeah, because if it happens, it's going to be early. This fight, I guess no one thought that Derek Lewis versus Jelton was going to go decision. But, yeah, I really don't think this one goes to decision, Nate. I really don't, man. Yeah. But, yeah, y'all, that was my picks for every fight on the card. Prelims to up, that was $10 of my personal change to Cheddar parlays. You guys want to know what's coming out in the upcoming days? I got my UFC PSA card return. I sent 20 cards in, so got those. Can't wait to open those and see the results, because I don't know any of them yet. So you guys will get my live not my live reaction. I'll record my reaction as I open it, so you get like a little split screen action thing like that. But yeah, that's going to be all from me here, y'all. I truly hope you enjoy the fights tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Remember, do not be putting your rent money on two people fist fighting. That is not smart. Please do not do that. Y'all see how I bet over here, basically $5 here, $10 there. If I get real risky, I'll put $20 on like a 3-leg or something like that. But aside from that, y'all, you have to remember that at the end of the day, it's a fist fight and anything can happen. So don't be putting your rent money on a fight. Just please, y'all, just don't be just don't be doing that. But with that being said, my name is Matt, and I truly appreciate all y'all for stopping by here tonight. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and make sure to just check back on the channel. Tomorrow, me and D Rose will be having a fight companion for the whole card for the most part, or at least for the pay-per-view, but we'll figure it out. That is going to be tomorrow night. But yeah, so just a lot to look forward to here on the channel. I truly appreciate all of y'all for stopping by. But yeah, stay safe out there, y'all. Remember, at the end of the day, it's a fist fight and anything can happen. So don't be upset when you lose these parlays and bets. But that's going to be all for me. My name is Matt. I catch y'all later. Peace.